It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B Ron, and joining me this morning, as always on Mondays, is Rick Blaze. Good morning, man. How you doing?
He ran. How you doing? Rick Blaze. Monday. Fun day. Let's get to it.
Monday fun day. Let's get into it. One team that's probably not having a lot of fun this morning is the Kansas City Chiefs because their win streak is over. The quest for the perfect season comes to an end, courtesy of the Buffalo Bills. 31-20. Bills get the win. Touchdown from Josh Allen on their final play, and then Pat Mahomes threw a pick on his final play to seal the deal. That run from Allen was absolutely incredible. Like, I know people talk about Lamar Jackson being a great athlete and all of that, and that's very true, but I'm always impressed by Allen's ability to run like he can too. But yeah,
Is it because his wife?
No, nothing to do with that at all.
Okay.
I promise you. But yeah, Chiefs no longer undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought they was gonna go undefeated. They've been flirting with mediocrity for several weeks now, and they would just find different ways to kind of finally barely pull it off. So the Chiefs have been flirting with the L probably for the last 4 weeks. For the last 4 weeks, they had a great opportunity. They probably should have lost those games, but they found some kind of fluke way to pull it off, and um, they just ran out of rabbit's foot this game. And so now they finally got an L. Those turnovers on Patrick Mahomes finally caught up to him. Um, Really, the biggest takeaway for that to me is Travis Kelsey. Are we seeing the end of the Travis Kelsey era? He definitely was not dominant last night. I don't know if he had some injuries or what, but he wasn't the go-to de facto guy that we used to seeing him being. And we know the Father Time is undefeated. So I think there's a lot of things that play here with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're still making the playoffs. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes, they still have a chance at a title shot because he's that damn good. But them losing is not really a surprise to me. I feel like they could have lost any of those last 4 games they've played, but they would just find some kind of fluke way to pull it out, and they couldn't do it um, last night. It is what it is.
Yeah, Travis Kelsey only had 2 catches for 8 yards. Yeah, that's not a typical Travis Kelsey game at all. We've seen him, going for close to 100 yards in a lot of games. So something isn't right there. But no, Rick, you're absolutely right. I do think that the Chiefs were, like you said, flirting with mediocrity for the last little bit here. The blocked kick against the Broncos, they could have lost that one. There were so many games that they could have lost that they didn't, for various reasons. A lot of people were talking about, the refs and making bad calls, that kind of thing. I never put a lot of stock into those comments because the
Mm-hmm.
players still have to go out there and execute the game plan. The rest are going to call what they're going to call. But if the players and team can overcome that, don't matter what the rest do, right? unless
I mean,
it's of course a pass interference situation that doesn't happen into the game, something like that. That's different. I feel like. But if
I mean,
it's on a drive, I'm sorry to cut you off, Rick. But on a drive, you're going downfield, you get a penalty, set you back 10 yards, whatever. You can overcome that.
yeah. I feel like the refs calls in some of those Chiefs games in the past were untimely calls that helped out the Chiefs, no doubt. Is there some extra going on there? Who knows? I mean, that's going really deep down the rabbit hole. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by nature, so I'm not going to say. But it would be some convenient calls at some inconvenient times in the Chiefs' favor. But we know they were going to win. Kudos to. Let me give some respect to the Buffalo Bills, who up until this point, I really haven't taken seriously as a contender because on paper they just look okay to me. They don't really have a great wide receiver core. I don't think they're okay. They got Cooper, but he's been injured. But they just find ways to win. They're kind of like the Chiefs in that aspect. They find ways to win. They're outmatched on paper in a lot of different times, but they just find ways to win. So shout out to the Bills. Do they have a chance to win the championship? In my opinion, No, but they're an exciting team nevertheless. And Josh Allen's playing really good this year.
Yeah, they're very exciting. And you know what else is exciting, Rick? We got a new SP Top 25 rankings that came out yesterday. Yeah, because today is Monday. Yesterday. And there were some, in my opinion, some surprises down there. But first, we started at the top with Duke coming in at number 1. Kentucky only down 1 spot to number 2. Bama's at 3. Georgia Tech up to 5. Gonzaga, or 4. Gonzaga down to 5. Arkansas, Mississippi State stay where they are at 6 and 7. Texas stays at 8. 9 is Iowa, and then number 10 is Louisville, all the way up from what was that 22 last week when they beat both Kentucky and Memphis. Memphis is under them at 11. Anything stick out to you in this new SP Top 25 in particular?
I'll say this. I think the top half of the first 5, I think, are pretty good. You can debate whether Kentucky should be number 2 or number 3. I'm sure Alabama fans feel they should be number 2 and not number 3. But overall, the top 5 is pretty good. But after that, this SP Top 25 kind of reminds me of a very nicely looked, made up young lady. I mean, she got on 4-inch heels. She got on 4 layers of makeup. Her eyebrows look like her eyelashes like she about to fly away. She got rosy cheeks. She got weave down her back. I mean, she looks phenomenal until you take all that off. Oh, it's a pig in makeup when you take it all off. It just looks good on surface, but when you look deep, you like, nah, that's not it. And so to look at the SP Top 25 on the surface level, when I just glance at it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. But when I look deep, I see a lot of warts on this frog. First of all, can we get rid of all the teams in the top 20 who only has 2 wins on the season? I'm sorry. If you only got 2 wins on the season, you should not be in the top 20. That is ridiculous. I know you can't help it because you didn't make the schedule. I get that. But no one wants to put nobody in the top 20 with only 2 wins, bro. Now, you can go to number 24 and 25 with 2 wins, like New Mexico, who's undefeated. Or they 2-1. Or like San Diego State is 2-0 at number 25. Cool. But top 20 with 2 wins? Bro, what is we doing in November? I know y'all didn't make the schedule, but this is ridiculous. This is crazy. And it get crazier than that. Can I get a little bit crazier than that?
Of course, yeah, crazy.
At number 21.
That's what I was looking at too, Rick.
You got Michigan with 1 win, and they don't even have a winning record. Their winning percentage is 33%. Bro, what is we doing? This is not baseball. Only in baseball is 300 good. In every other sport, 300 is trash. Michigan should not be in the top 25. That is trash. SP 25, you guys like the finest made cubic zirconia I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I'm done. Other than that, is great.
So I'm gonna go in a little bit of a different direction. I hear what you're saying, and I do agree with what you're saying. But I am, Duke number 1. That's fine with me, considering what they've done after they lost to St. Mary's. And they've won 6 in a row, and all those teams they beat are currently in or were in the top 25 at some point. Bama, Alabama, Baylor, Memphis, Butler, UCLA, Memphis. Fine, cool. I am surprised though. We're talking about the top 6 in particular. I'm surprised to see Arkansas and Mississippi State not above Gonzaga though. Mississippi State, they beat Kansas and Miami as the most notable wins. Granted, those teams, those didn't happen this week, but still, Arkansas, since losing to Creighton, is 6-0, and they beat Baylor, Marquette, and Utah as notable wins in my opinion. The only reason I could see them not being higher than Gonzaga is that Gonzaga didn't play this past week. But even so, I feel like those 2 teams should have leapfrogged Gonzaga given what they've done recently. And maybe I'm looking at it from a different perspective, but that's just my opinion on it. Thoughts on that? I'm really curious what you think about that, Rick.
Michigan is 1-2 and in the top 25 at 33%. That's all I got, B. I haven't gotten off that report yet. I can't digest anything past that.
I understand. That's fair. That's fair. Well,
Anything's
look,
possible if Michigan at 1-2 is in the top 25. Anything is possible.
Kevin Garnett, anything possible. Exactly. Well, look, let's move this thing on. Get to our final one this morning. We got Kadarius Loftus. He had a big week last week. So did the Louisville Cardinals, and as a result, Loftus ends up taking home the Player of the Week award. If you're unaware of what he did last week, let's go through numbers real quick. In the Kentucky win, he had 15 points, a rebound, 5 assists, a steal, a block, and he shot 50% from the field. In the game against Memphis, he scored 22 points, and that led the team. He had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. He shot 56% from the field and 4 of 7 from deep. That's an impressive week in 2 huge games for the Cardinals.
A really good week for the Louisville Cardinals and a really good week for Kadarius Loftus. Is this points in the second game? Was it crazy? No, but they beat 2 very good teams, one at home and on the road as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at that. I think there's actually a couple of players for Louisville that probably could have won this award this week just because of the way that they've played in both those games and both those big win for the Cardinals. So the Cardinals are just riding high right now, baby. They limo riding, jet flying. Y'all know the rest. That's how the Cardinals are. That's how the Cardinals fan base is right now. They're riding really high, as they should. And so hopefully they keep this momentum and keep moving forward. But Kadarius Loftus, congratulations. The Louisville Cardinals, congratulations. That's a big jump from 22nd to 10. 12 spots is a big jump, but they beat 2 really big teams. So I'm not mad at it. Anytime you can come in and beat 2 top 10 teams or top 15 teams in the span of 1 week, man, kudos to you. Give the whole team Player of the Week. I'd gave the whole Louisville Cardinals Player of the Week. The Louisville Cardinals are combined to me the Player of the Week for those 2 wins. That's how I feel.
Yeah, those were 2 huge wins. I was one of those people who wanted to see Kentucky keep winning because, I think it's fun to see how long those kind of streaks can go. But Louisville, man, they really played fantastically over this past week. And I felt like it was going to be one of those guys getting a Player of the Week award, regardless of what else happened, unless, somebody put up a 50-point game or something like that. Sure. But that didn't happen this week. So, one of those guys from Louisville was going to get it. And I am very pleased that it ended up being Kadarius Loftus instead of but it could have been Pooh Lewis, DeMarco Graham. I feel like one of those 2 as well, but ended up going a different direction. Did the voters for that one? So I think that's it. We're done. Yeah, I think we're done, Rick.
We got 8 Mile, Eminem, Royce the 5'9", and Michigan at 1-2 in the top 25. That don't make no damn sense. B-Run.
It don't. It don't. But look, we also have the game of the week this week. Look out for that on Thursday, November.
Oh, look, it's Michigan.
Oh, that's last week's game actually. The new game of the week this week is it's Kentucky taking on because it's a Tuesday game. It's Kentucky and Texas. Number 2 Kentucky hosts number 8 Texas at 7:00 on Tuesday on CBS. That's our game of the week for this week. Look out for that. It's gonna be really fun.
Big game done. Too.
Yeah.
Huge game. It's a huge game. Kentucky looking to rebound. Texas looking to gain some ground. Number 2 versus number 8. You guys got it. 2 top 10 matchups. You got to be in the building. You got to be tapped in for that. I'm excited for that.
Exactly. The other one I'm looking forward to later in the week is UCLA and Gonzaga. They play later in the week on Friday, I believe. We'll have to check that out as well. That's another one I'm looking forward to. But look, that's going to do it for us on the show with SimWorld today this morning. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. There is a broadcast tonight as well. TCU Villanova at 7 p.m. on SimWorld TV. Stay tuned for that one. For Rick, I'm B-Ron. Do all things you usually do, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know all of our shows, videos, all that stuff go live for you here on SimWorld TV. And remember, SimWorld is the only place you can see the game, be the game. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a presentation of SimWorld